Well, hello, everyone. Hope everyone's having a good Black Friday weekend. I'm out here in Stephen F. Austin State Park around Sealy. Uh, Hope everyone got a good Black Friday deal on something. Everything I looked at just seemed to be the same discounts they give at different times of the year anyway. So, anyway, other than that, but this, uh, this is mostly all there is for landscape, but and a bunch of other families camping around here, so who knows what's going to happen with all that. Hopefully it'll be a relaxing couple of evenings, although tomorrow you can see it's pretty overcast. It's supposed to rain a lot of this weekend, so not always fun to camp in the rain, but done it before. It's hardcore. So let's see what we can find. And I did not bring... I'm using one arm to hold the camera and my other hand to support my elbow. There's a good gimbal. I did not bring my tripod with me for this because if I find anything of interest, I'm pretty sure I can easily handhold it. And because of the supposed rain all tonight and through tomorrow, I decided not to take the risk on potentially getting the 70 to 200 mil lens wet. I'll just use the kit lens. It's fine. Because I don't think I'll be zooming in on anything spectacular. Like at Palmetto State Park, before I got the 70 to 200, I saw two male buck deer in the distance in a field fighting with their antlers. And it was an okay picture, but it was still kind of blurry because it was so far away. That was one of those, I wish I had the 70 to 200, but now that I have it, this just doesn't feel like the right spot to zoom in on anything. Because it's a lot of that. But anyway, let's see where some of these paths lead us while it's still dry. So far, we've discovered the fascinating photographs of trails. And over here, we see, oh look, another trail. I was kind of hoping to maybe come across some snakes, because I saw a sign that said there's some venomous snakes in the area. I thought, cool. But so far, nada. I'm pretty sure they can hear my footsteps coming a mile away. But also in the distance, I hear what could be running water. I think there's a little river or a creek by here, so that might be the most exciting thing, at least on this trail. Other than that, two fussy squirrels. Well, that sound of running water, that was true. My ears are getting better. Yep, a whole lot of slow-moving water.
But I'm going to photograph it because I'm a grown man. I can do what I want.
Well, an actual serious observation, what did catch my eye, because, I love landscapes, I love landscape photography, I want to do more of it, but around the Houston area, there's not a whole lot. I mean, there's you can do cityscapes and get shots of high-rises and buildings and all that, it's fine. But, when it comes to trees in the distance and rivers, you gotta drive out a ways. One thing I did notice, because I'm paying attention to the leading lines here, and in the foreground right here is a bit of like one last yellow leaf right there. And I like watching some of the landscape photographers on YouTube that I watch, Thomas Heaton and Adam Gibbs, and it made me think of one of Adam Gibbs' videos, because he's very good at shooting trees and forests and such within that. And I thought, well, the woods and the trees around here don't look as good as what he shoots, because that's up in Vancouver Island. It's much more lush, and some of the green moss on the trees looks a lot more vibrant. But still, the principle of shooting this, some kind of subject in the foreground, as well as a really nice bit in the background. It seems to me not too dissimilar to a mountain in the background to whatever happens to be in the foreground. But I saw it and it finally clicked in my head, ooh, something interesting. It also probably doesn't help that it's extremely overcast today, but I can tweak some of that in Lightroom later on, so it's not that big of an issue. And as I was talking about that and looking at it, it dawned on me that I need to be shooting these images from f8 to f11 to try to bring as much into the shot as possible. Walk down a bit of a path, a little closer to the river, and trails temporarily closed. Okay, well, I have no intention of walking any further down that part of the trail. However, I did just notice all these steel rusted beams down there. Not sure how they ended up there, but if I was on that side of the river, it might make an interesting photo. Oh well. Live and let live. Oh, hello, hello, hello. What have we here? Now that's interesting. And the tree behind this. Oh, it does make an interesting shot. Let's see what we can do with this. And this would happen to me as I was adjusting for focus. I realized I still had the lens on manual focus, which apparently is going to reflect in a couple of the previous shots. It's a wonderful learning experience. This is also something that normally happens to me outside in nature. I walked up to them way too soon and they flew what I thought was off, and then I looked up and 2 trees full of turkey vultures. Might make a good heavy metal cover. But also, turkey vultures seem to find their way right over me wherever I am out in nature. I don't know why. I know I took a shower. Now, I'm glad the chance of rain has been going down and down as the morning has gone on, which is good because I was hesitant about taking the camera out unless I needed it. But on the other hand, as what always happens, Murphy's Law, whenever I'm camping or on a trail, if I don't have the camera out and ready, I'll always miss some interesting animal popping out of nowhere, and then it's gone. So I'll just keep it around my neck for the hike around the long trail, like an albatross. Well, case in point, heard a rustling in the bushes. I turned around and a deer was just zooming by in the distance, which even if I had tried to focus in on it, that it was moving too fast, wouldn't have been able to get that. But on the other hand, there was a large group of people heading my way, so I think the deer heard them before I did. So Murphy's Law, just my luck. Look at that. More uninteresting dead trees. But this is most of what Southeast Texas parks look like. It is what it is, so it's a good challenge to try to find something. Now, further into the trails, where is it? Yeah, further into the trails towards the end, could have probably heard or come across another animal, but there was a big group of young guys, a bunch of idiots riding by on very loud bicycles. So I think any hope of animals coming out was shot after that. But I think a plus is that I did come across a couple more trees that at the right angle, because they were fallen over, they looked like monsters out of a Don Bluth film. Well, good morning again. It is day 3, and a cold front came in overnight, and actually the temperature is still dropping. That's why there's still a breeze. Gonna get down to 50. I think it's about 55 or 58 right now. But this is what it's all about. Getting up before everyone else. Find a nice little spot down by the river. And I think I can hear some bangs on the other side of the river. But I ran into a family of deer on the way here, and they didn't seem to mind me too much. They were just cold. And of course this would happen again. All the turkey vultures, they found me. I am not dead. Okay, so the one moment where I might have benefited more from using the 70 to 200 mil, but overall still, I think I can make do with the kit lens what I had there. Zooming in on the deer, manually focusing through the trees. But it's always nice to get a good shot of deer. And then one of them made that warning sound, and they all ran onto the golf course right beside here. But you can hear them and the birds. There's a bird right up, somewhere right up here. And the fussy squirrels this morning, pretty sure they're saying, there's a guy walking here. Then I stood still, just waved to him like, it's okay. And then they all seemed to relax, like, all right. I think that's about it. for this trip to the Stephen F. Austin State Park. And of course, right after I said that, I stopped and I looked up and there's 2 deer right in front of me. There it is. Just doing deer things. I know she's checking me out. And one back in the distance too. Ooh, big deer stretch. Oh, there's another one staring at me. Oh, that's comforting. Okay, I actually did get a couple of good pictures, and I waved to him. He seemed to be okay with it. And a couple other deer seem to have joined them, so now I am upon 6. No. Well, good Lord. 7? Why is it whenever I turn around, there's another one staring at me? With the deer somewhere behind me, slowly walking off, I am at one with nature.